right, ladies and gents, I just want to preface this, there's gonna be a lot of words and things like that. If you need me to slow down, let me know, but I will also, since you guys are here today, I'll also condense the PowerPoint and email it to you, okay? It's really worrying because dealing with vitamins is huge, there's so many things encompassing. So I know over the next year, we're gonna have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, because we're not gonna be able to get to everything. But one of the goals I have for you guys today is I want you guys to know what a vitamin is, right? What are minerals? What are antioxidants? What are those things, right? And then also, what are the essential ones? What are the ones that we need to make sure that we have in our body on the regular? We're also gonna go over how can we get it food-wise, right? And then also, where are some essential ones for different age ranges? And then we'll break down, we'll go over some specific ones that we carry here in the office. And then if you're wondering about individually what works best for me, then we'll talk about that during your nutritional consult, obviously, okay? For our new guests, most folks, and I guess most of you guys don't know, we're with a network of doctors. We've got over 700 doctors across the world under Maximize Living, Max Living, used to be Maximize Living, but Max Living. And what we do is we teach the 5 essentials, I just told her. And I love being a part of the network because as an educator, as a doctor, I don't want to just adjust everyone all the time, which I think is still fabulous. It's fun. It's like restoring health within you. But I also want to teach you how to maintain that, especially if you get really good results in a short amount of time. How do we continue to make that happen, right? How do we continue to live as healthy of a life as possible despite all the craziness that happens outside of these walls, right? But one of the main things that we really need to hone in on, there we go, is this is not a diet. It's a lifestyle of wellness and a better relationship with food. I really should say it's a better relationship with God, right? Through food. That's the ultimate. But through Him, better relationship with food, because I know I don't look like it, but I love to eat. I love to eat food. So thank goodness for good genes, good metabolism, but knowing when to eat, and how to cook things the best way possible so that I keep a pretty decent weight. We got a lot of teenagers in here, and you guys ever have teens dealing with them? Boy, they'll catch you off guard. But we have a 15-year-old, and I asked her what her favorite foods are, and she was just like, typical fast food stuff. And I said, you know what, when I was your age, and actually when I was in my late 20s, I was your size. And then all of a sudden I just started gaining all this weight because I took my health for granted. And I literally had to start to lose the weight, but I didn't know how. But I thought I was invincible because I ate just whatever, whoever, because I didn't have a good relationship with food. Right? I was eating all the bad things, not getting enough nutrients, and that's when my health started to spiral down. So let's get started. What is a vitamin? A vitamin is nutrients that your body needs to function and fight disease, plain and simple, right? Your body cannot produce vitamins itself. If it did, you wouldn't need to eat, okay? So you must get them through the food that you eat, and in some cases, and especially in this region, you need supplements. So there are 13 vitamins and essentials that your body needs in order for it to work well, okay? So what is a mineral? Mineral is a natural occurring chemical compound. It's usually in a crystalline form, but minerals only have one specific chemical composition. That's important to understand that because rocks can have multiple minerals to make up a rock. And the reason why I say that is because there are some supplements that actually contain rocks as fillers or as stabilizers. And that's very, very detrimental to our health because our bodies are designed to just break down minerals, not combinations of minerals, okay? What's a coenzyme? I'm sure you guys have heard of coenzyme 10, CoQ10, all that stuff, right? So a coenzyme is organic molecule, right? And it's required to carry out catalyst. Catalyst is the mechanisms in your body for your brain to say, hey, chemically wise, heartbeat without us thinking, right? Digest food without saying, hey, food, digest. Sometimes we want to tell our son to digest, like, why is it not digesting? But it's chemical compounds that set forth the catalyst for food and metabolism. They also bind to the active site of an enzyme and participate in catalyst, but it's not considered substrates of a reaction. What does that mean? It just means that it does this. Go. It's not part of the actual process, right? It's just the initial push to go. Yep. It doesn't hang on, it does this thing and it goes. Okay? What's an antioxidant? It's it's a substance that inhibits oxidation, and this is very important when it comes to anti-aging, right? Or the big C word, cancer, okay? And it's especially used to counteract deterioration of food and products. So you'll see a lot of antioxidants in foods. Usually it's in the form of vitamin C and vitamin E. We're gonna talk about those very specific things that you'll see, you'll pull up like certain things, you're like, why does it have tocopherol? And we're about to talk about what a tocopherol is. It's a vitamin E. Well, it's an antioxidant. The problem is if it's a synthetic version, your body doesn't recognize it like it would the normal. That's the problem, okay? So now we're gonna go over all the different vitamins, the 13 vitamins that we just talked about. So this is gonna be a little bit heavy dense, okay? So, A, B, B, B3. I broke down all the B vitamins because I think it's very important for you guys to know what's in a complex. You'll see like a B complex and you're like, well, what does that mean? Well, a B complex is literally B complex. It's all the B vitamins. But the first one, and I talked to your son about this earlier, okay? Did he tell you I talked to you? Did he tell you I talked to him about that?
About vitamins? Did he bought some vitamins?
He bought some,
Yeah.
but more specifically vitamin A.
Uh-huh.
So the great thing about vitamin A is that it's fat soluble, so that's why I always encourage most folks to eat a lot of fat because you need fat for normal processes, right? It's also really great in maintaining vision, neurological function. Remember I talked about, right? The protective layer over your entire nerve system is protected by what's called myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is fat, right? Your brain, 70% fat, right? So in order to continue to maintain the integrity of those structures, right, you need healthy fats, and also you also need fat to process the vitamin A, right? Also skin health. You'll see a lot of retinol A in skin products, okay? It also helps reduce inflammation and fight free radical damage. Now, some deficiency, if you notice that you may be deficient in vitamin A, you may be more blind and not see very well at night compared to the daytime, okay? Or you might have a dry cornea. And how most people know that they have a dry cornea is they're itching their eyes all the time. I had one, usually I get watery eyes, but it's just like, man, my eyes are itching all the time. I'm like, vitamin A deficiency, okay? Now, can you overdose on a vitamin A? Yes, especially if you're taking just vitamin A, or if the health care product that you have has mostly vitamin A and you're taking it to get rid of wrinkles, probably not the best way to do it. Because if you overdose, it could cause birth defects if you're pregnant, or that toxin stays within your body, right? And isn't detoxified out, transfers to baby, right? It also could cause coarse bone growth, hair loss, skin dryness or peeling, vomiting for extreme measures, or for extreme situations, or pressure around the brain, okay? Thiamine, that's also B1, that's a coenzyme, right? So we just talked about coenzyme. It maintains proper heart and nerve function. It also helps you digest and extract energy from food. So this is building that healthy relationship with food. Who knew that certain vitamins actually help turn your food into energy, right? Some deficiency issues, and you usually see this in babies. It's called beriberi. It's a nerve system disease that affects the walking and loss of sensation. You see that in babies. There's no overdose effect, so that's good. Riboflavin, now that's water soluble. That's the reason why I asked you guys to drink a lot of water. Please drink water. That's also for energy metabolism. And one thing you'll notice with the B vitamins, a lot of it has to do with energy, okay? It's also a coenzyme, right? Because of, there is two essential enzymes that start the catalyst, right? And that's FMN and FAD. I won't go into detail because it's above and beyond. I'd be teaching biology if I did that, right? But some deficiency issues, if you have a sore throat for no reason, if you notice, or if you have any friends whose tongue looks inflamed or bigger, and oftentimes, like I said, you'll see it with babies, scaly skin, these are usually in babies, right? Most adults, it's really hard to have B vitamin deficiency, but you can if you don't eat a proper diet, okay? Vitamin B3 is also known as niacin, right? It's important in lipid altering. What does that mean? Converting fat into energy, So think about ketogenesis, ketosis, intermittent fasting. Right, important brain function. Some deficiencies is pellagra. You'll also see that in malnourished children, unfortunately. Now, too much niacin could end up causing liver damage, right? A little hard to do that, and most of the time you won't ever link too much B with liver damage, but that is a possibility when you're looking at the health of your liver, okay? B5, pantothenic acid, Pantene Pro V. You guys hear about that? Pantene Pro V, the shampoo. They base their Pantene Pro V off of pantothenic acid, B5. Why? Because it is fat soluble, so it's really good for your hair. But in the vitamin form, helps produce anti-stress hormones, right? It helps you convert nutrients from food into energy and balancing blood sugar, reducing bad cholesterol, and lowering high blood pressure. So most of you are probably sitting here like, yeah, am I eating enough B vitamins? Well, because if you're not eating these certain foods that will help with your B vitamins, maybe a supplement that you may need to look into as far as supplementing, okay? Now, if you are intaking too many B5, like if you just have a B5 supplement, it could cause diarrhea, and it's your body's natural way of just eliminating it out of its system, right? But if you don't have enough, paresthesia, right? So numbing and tingling in just weird parts of your body, okay? B6, pyridine. This is very important in maintaining the health of blood vessels, so especially folks who have varicose veins, right? Or if you have like redness, blotchiness in skin, okay? Also protect eye health, right? May reduce symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis. That's huge because 9 times out of 10 they're treating rheumatoid arthritis with heavy medicines, right? That cause a whole host of health issues. So who knew that a B vitamin could possibly help reduce that? It's huge. For pregnant mamas, and you'll see this in a lot of prenatal vitamins, B vitamins, reduce morning sickness, help relieve PMS symptoms because remember it's dealing with the blood, regulates sleep cycles and prevents kidney stones. This is B6. Okay. Now, deficiency issues, if you are anemic, right, because it, once again, maintains the health of the blood vessels. And peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy deals with your limbs, right? Arms, hands, legs, feet. If you just have just numbing nerve pain, most people would say, oh, that's fibromyalgia. It could be a B vitamin deficiency. But 9 times out of 10, they do what? Okay. Now, can you overdose on it? Not as much, but for some reason, if your body isn't processing it properly, possible overdose could be actually further nerve damage, right? Also loss of proprioception, so that's actually finding your balance, okay? Confusion, muscle pain, low energy, depression, and mouth sores if you overdose on it. It's kind of hard to do so, but these are things that they check for, right? Biotin, everyone's heard of biotin, right? Healthy hair, healthy skin, healthy nails. Love me some biotin, however, and I should have put overdose effect. For some folks, it does cause constipation, okay? But it is a water-soluble vitamin. It's really great with your metabolism, nerve and digestive, and cardiovascular health. Most people who are deficient in it have issues with their small intestines. I just had a young girl in today, she's 12. She's taller than me, just about. And I looked at her and I said, do you play volleyball? She's like, I play, but, she's 12. And in my head, I was like, if I was still coaching, I don't care if you don't like it, I'm gonna force you to play, right? But she's 12. And she was fine when she came in for her first appointment. Well, today was her second appointment, her first adjustment in a long, long, long time. And she actually stayed home from school today. Because I looked at her, I said, how are you doing? She said, oh, I don't feel good, my stomach hurts really bad, I ate some eggs and I threw it up. And of course you think of, she's sick, she probably just wanted to stay at home, but you've got to believe kids when they tell you stuff because it's really hard to get any information out of them anyways. And so I talked to mom was like, yeah, I kept her home today. Well, I had to retake her lower lumbar x-rays because they came out really, really dark, she's really thin, so I overexposed them, I need to retake them. And if I got the permission to show her your x-rays, you would be in extreme shock. She had so much inflammation of her bowels to the point where her descending colon was so inflamed, it was actually blocking her vertebra. I could barely even see it. And I said, Mom, because we had already done a nutritional consult with Mom and talked about their eating habits, I said, look, if you don't change, at least change your daughter, because she's on the verge of IBS, possible Crohn's, with how inflamed her colon is, and it's all because of the food she's eating. Not enough nutrients and definitely not enough B vitamins, because she's already suffering from anxiety and depression at 12 years old. If you see her, she's beautiful. I think she's running for like princess or queen. I don't know, I'm not into that stuff, but it just makes me worried.
Yeah.
The rest of the B vitamins, so B9 and B12. So if you guys got, the B complex consists of B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, and B12, right? So B9 is folate. That's different from folic acid, right? Folic acid is the synthetic version. Folate is the natural, that's what's in food. That's super important for you guys to pay attention to, because when we start reading over ingredients labels, these are things that I want you guys to start looking at, okay? So folate is water soluble. It aids in cell division and helps make new cells by copying and creating your DNA. Do you know how huge that is? So if this is lacking in your diet, this B type, people wonder, why am I not recovering, right? Why is my immune system still so low? Well, guess what? If you're missing B9 from your normal diet, your cells aren't replicating like they're supposed to. That's a problem, right? Your body also uses B12 or B9 and B12 for certain amino acids. Now, you hear a lot with folate, supplementing with folate for babies because it has an enormous effect on birth defects, mostly with not developing organs, not necessarily with the limbs, but organs. Now, can you overdose? Possibly, like if you're just taking a folate and nothing else, possibly, and they've linked it to cancer. But mostly if you're taking the synthetic version of folic acid, okay? B12, it's the last one. It's great for your mood. That's why you'll see B12 by itself, because it's such an essential vitamin. They usually wrap it all into one, and I like the B complex because 9 times out of 10, if you're lacking one, you're lacking majority of them, so you might as well just get the full shebang. But there are some people, especially if you're vegan or vegetarian, you eat a lot of green leaf and vegetables, you're getting enough B, but maybe not enough B12, right? But it's great for hair, also for adrenal fatigue. We talked about this a couple weeks ago with our immune system and hormones. A lot of people are adrenal fatigued just because of life, right? We're busy people, we come and go. And what happens is when your adrenals, which is right down here, right, begin to deplete, your cortisol level goes high, and you're in fight or flight mode all the time, and that wear and tears on your body. Right? Now C, ascorbic acid. Everyone always hears about this when, whenever I see vitamin C, ascorbic acid, I think of emergency. Which is a great idea, but the problem is everything that they combine it with, right? So one of the best ways to get ascorbic acid is to take an ascorbic acid vitamin C supplement. Vitamin C, or emergency is literally what it is, emergency. Well, how about let's be on the more preventative side, right? And just take it, on the regular. It doesn't have to be every single day, but on the regular, especially starting from September-ish on, when you're not outside as much, because it does help with vitamin D conversion, right? And you'll see this a lot, scurvy. So in underdeveloped countries, if they're not getting enough vitamin C, they'll develop scurvy. Okay. You guys remember I always talk about whether to get you a collagen supplement. If you're not taking collagen, it's not my fault. Well, you need vitamin C to help facilitate that, and also for neurotransmitters in your brain. Vitamin D3, that is its technical name, which is why I say vitamin D3. You get vitamin D3 mostly from sunlight, and we have the pleasure of living by the beach. And if you guys aren't beach people, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not a beach person, at least be by the pool. Pick your poison, right? But the best way to get vitamin D, D3, is through the sun, right? Now that we're in much colder seasons, we aren't outside as much, our skin's a lot more covered. So You'll have to get it from supplements and foods that you eat. But the great thing about vitamin D3 is that it's fat soluble. It is essential for bone health. Essential. And I cannot stress you guys enough that milk, unfortunately, does not have enough of the vitamin D. In fact, most of the time it's vitamin D2, which is not convertible to D3. So milk is not a very good source of bone health, and it doesn't have enough calcium for bone health as well. Okay?
That's just their advertising angle, it's not really true.
Not really true. So if we want to go back in history, right, to make sure that milk production stayed and consumption, they would infuse vitamin D and calcium and a little bit of iron into the milk. Now, think about it, back then with the milkmaid and the milkman, a lot of the times, especially if it's local, that milk was raw. So were you getting the proper nutrients from it? At that time, yes, but milk is still not a great way to get vitamin D or calcium. It just isn't. But now, it's even worse. Even worse. D3, great for concentration, memory, hormone regulation, improved mood, some deficiency issues. I mean, I don't even have to go through all that. That's like almost everything most people complain about, unfortunately. And most folks, like, I drink milk, or I take a D3, but it's only 1,000 milligrams. Yeah, that's for a kid, but as an adult, with all this tissue we have everywhere, you need at least 5,000. Now, medical grade, they're giving folks 50,000, and that will spike it up. But then you can't take 50,000 forever unless you've got cancer issues, or dealing with cancer or any of these issues. And so a safe range would be between 5,000 and 10,000. Ours that we sell here, I'm sorry, daily. Daily. And especially this time of the year, anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000. Especially if you feel like your body's getting a little sick, your immune system's starting to drop. Great immune booster besides being an adjustment. Now, can you overdose? Possibly kidney stones, right? Your body's trying to convert all that stuff. So kidney stone, vomiting, dehydration, because your body's trying to process all that. Vitamin E, aka tocopherols, right? It is an antioxidant, right? So it keeps things from denaturing and improves skin health. So you'll see a lot of vitamin E in health skin products. Promotes hair growth, supports a healthy vision, and reduces PMS symptoms. And then you guys can see there, when it comes to deficiency issues, all of these issues that you hear people dealing with all the time. So people may be lacking vitamin E in their diet. Now, can you overdose on it? Very hard to, but anytime someone's going through heart failure type issues, they will check for vitamin levels and they'll check for vitamin D. Vitamin K. That is essential, especially in the first years or first days in a newborn's life. I had a pregnant mama. She had a baby at home that we talked about last time. And this weekend, she just blew up my phone. And I'm like, what happened? Well, unfortunately, her midwife gave her some vitamin K supplements for her newborn. It expired 3 years ago. So of course, she didn't even realize, she just happened, she just looked at it, she's like, oh, it's almost empty, and looked and saw the expiration date, and it expired in 2015. So of course, as a mom with a newborn baby, she's freaking out, so she texted me and said, okay, the good thing about vitamin K is that it has a very short shelf life, so it denatures really quickly, and it doesn't turn toxic. So if anything, your baby just didn't get enough vitamin K through the supplement, but I said, did you notice any cravings for anything? She said, oh my God, I can't stop eating salad and greens, kale. And I said, well, guess what? That was your body's natural ability to recognize what they needed and supplement it that way. And so we found her a good vitamin K, so she's supplementing with that, but on top of her natural breast milk, I said, the baby's gonna be fine. Right? But it's that initial like, what? The important thing about vitamin K though is strong bones. Obviously, you want your baby to develop strong bones. And they also, it has shown to help fight cancer, but healthy blood clotting, especially postpartum, right? Improves insulin sensitivity and also improves brain function. So we're not going to go through every single one of these, and in fact, I will make sure you guys get this in email. It's important to know what are the essential minerals, what are the, doses, best sources. So one of the things I want you guys to ignore is milk and milk products for calcium. We just negated that, right? There's better ways to get calcium and it's not that. Chromium, corn oil, obviously you don't want corn oil. So use some of the things that you've learned coming to the workshops. If you see it in there, I could cross it out, I don't have the technology to do that, but if you see something that doesn't make sense, it's not true, right? Magnesium, so anyone who, and I forgot to put in there, anyone who craves chocolate, especially during that time of the month, 9 times out of 10, you've got magnesium, low magnesium. One of the things that help kill that, especially if we've got you on an eating plan, if you're craving chocolate, just grab some nuts, more specifically almonds, right? Or just make a quick smoothie, put some greens in it, and that'll help with your cravings. Anyone who has swelling in their body, fluid balance, right? That means that you may have low potassium. Just eat a banana. Just don't have it first thing in the morning, right? Eat a banana. If you're eating meat, make sure it's lean meat, like turkey, deer meat. It's deer season, you also look up with somebody, get some deer meat, right? Or if you're gonna do beef, make sure it's grass-fed, grass-finished. I cannot emphasize that enough. Grass-fed, grass-finished. It is super important to take it that extra mile, because what happens with grass-fed, they're only fed grass for maybe for the first few months of their life. The last 2 months, they're fed a bunch of corn and grains to beef them up at the last minute. Right? Grass-fed cows are on the earth for a lot longer, about a year, year and a half, almost 2 years, so they've got time to grow naturally. They've got time to graze different foods. So just your traditional beef, their lifespan is about 5 months, 5 to 6 months. That's not enough time for it to have all the nutrients in its tissue. And grass-finished, it's more like 7 to 8. Right? Zinc. Zinc was one of the things that helped me in balancing my hormones big time. If you've got kids and no kids who have hormonal issues and they have acne, one of the things lacking in their system is zinc. And yes, you can get zinc supplements. That is the recommendation. And I forgot to include my specific zinc, so I will include that when I email you guys. But yeah, if you know anyone who has acne, especially these teenagers, because they're not eating things anyways, 9 times out of 10 they've got a zinc deficiency. And one of the things you'll notice is that involved in digestion, right? It's a catalyst for digestion. So if they're eating all that poor food, it's now coming out in their skin. And if they've got a zinc deficiency, that zinc isn't able to capture all that toxic food and flush it out. Also aids in reproductive system.
So it's like, when we're going over these minerals, are you better off to try to incorporate those diet-wise, or take a supplement, or try to do both, or figure out where you're at? It's like the calcium. I'm not getting calcium from
On the
I'm
regular.
not on drink milk, and I'm doing cheese.
We'll talk about that in a moment. Right? So, healthy food chart. How can I get these vitamins into my system? Obviously, the best way is through food, of course. But we also have to take into consideration, especially our region right now. We just had devastation with the hurricane, and a lot of our soil the nutrients are depleted. So even if it's organic, the amount of nutrients in our soil just isn't there. On top of that, I don't care if you have well water, right? Our Cape Fear water source is severely tainted. And if you guys are not aware of that, they're still pouring that stuff into our water. They're still pouring it into our water, and then they're spraying that on all of our crops. And where else would we get the water from? They have found genetics all the way in West Virginia. Right? And so, of course, eating foods is the best way possible. One of the things I do, of course, I try to eat as organic as possible, but when I'm buying my fresh greens and stuff, I pay attention to where it's coming from. It's a little harder now because everything is more local. They were outsourcing a lot of stuff before, but season has changed. And so at the time, I was making sure my organic foods were not from this region. And if I had known our soil and water was made well, I probably would not have stayed. Because I've noticed that my body is just different living here. So I bought a filter from my house and all sorts of stuff. But one of the best ways to get nutrients into your body, and I'll make sure that you guys have this, what you said about calcium, Best way to make sure that you've got enough calcium in your system is making sure that you're on a good, healthy vitamin D3. Because your vitamin D3 will open up the channels for the calcium that you already eat through beef and leafy green vegetables into your system. Now, the older you get, most likely you will have to supplement with calcium, but you want to make sure it's not just a calcium, but it's got to be a calcium magnesium together. Just calcium will start to calcify your ligaments. And I can tell when folks are either on heavy steroids or taking calcium by their x-rays. I'll see like extra white, especially in their chest, where calcium is beginning to deposit on all of that soft tissue. It makes it very hard to breathe. So the problem is, the reason why we need to supplement, we're going to talk about different supplements, is because we're taking too much sugar. We've got too many toxins in our bodies, and we're not eating enough of the good fats. And we just talked about how most of our vitamins, A, D, E, and K, so A, D, E, and K, those are all fat soluble. You have to ingest some sort of fat in order for that to metabolize into your system. The rest of them are all water soluble. But the problem is we've been eating all the wrong fats, right? We're still cooking with corn oil, or even, I've had a lot of folks convert to olive oil, but you still can't cook with that either, right? There's a very unstable oil to cook with at any temperatures higher than 325. So either you bake with it lower, or you just don't cook with it at all. Save it for salad dressing, right? We're exposed to too many toxins and not properly detoxifying ourselves and maintaining a certain level of detoxification. Because what I have found, especially living here, one detox every 6 months just isn't good enough for folks. You gotta do a heavy detox and then 3 detox throughout the time, in between time, right? And then too much sugar. That's a no-brainer, right? So, core plan. Remember we talked about, someone had questions about what is a core plan, what is advanced plan when it comes to nutrition that we talk about here. So there's basically 3 eating plans that we talk about in the office. It's core plan, advanced plan, and eating for your body type. I mostly focus on eating for your body type, especially if you've got some sort of hormonal imbalance, or if we just need to really be very specific with you. But if it's someone who already pretty much eats healthy, they just need some steering wheels. Core plan is it. This is what I eat pretty much on the regular. When you're on the core plan, you're eating healthy fats, you're eliminating all fats, so throw all that away. The proteins that you're eating is mostly organic, if not hopefully all organic, right? And if you're eating carbs, your carbs are coming from vegetables. Most people don't realize that vegetables are carbs, they're just a healthy version of carbs, okay? Now when it comes to advanced plan, it is a lot stricter, and it's a little bit closer to eating for your body type, because when we did your nutritional consult, you're like, I can't eat that. Well, it's based off of the advanced plan, right? One of the most important things is eliminating all grains and most fruit and all sugar from your diet. Because most people are like, fruit? I can't eat fruit? No watermelon, no cantaloupe, no melon, because they're all high on the glycemic index. Now this is if you've got hormonal imbalance, right? Insulin issues, you need to lose weight. You've got to cut all of that sugar out of your body so that your body will burn the fat, burn the ketones, okay? Now the foods that you can eat, obviously berries, so all berries, right? Unless you've got a severe digestive issue. So this is when we're going to go into reading vitamin labels. This is huge. We're going to start from 1, we're going to work our way all the way down. So 1, daily value, right? That's the percent that the FDA recommends that our body needs for an adult, unless it's kid version. Number 2 is the serving size. This is very, very important, especially when you're looking at food, right? You'll look and you'll say, oh, it's got low calories or low sugar. But then if you look at the serving size, and if it's 2, it's double that, right? If serving size is 3, then it's triple that. That's key, right? Number 3 is the actual unit measure of whatever you're looking at. So as far as the carbohydrates for this particular supplement, there's only 1 gram. For the vitamin A, there's 15,000 IUs, right? So it's over 300%. And then for the alpha-carotene, is 1 milligram. So these are the units of measure. Number 4 represents all the little minute details that they have here, daily value, data stuff. So anything that they're not quite sure of, they put it like in the miscellaneous. So make sure if you see like dot, 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 you check to see what that's supposed to be, because it could be something that you're not supposed to eat, or it has too much of, things like that, right? So number 5, other ingredients. That is super, super important, because when we're reading food labels, we want to make sure that the front matches up with the back. And I see it time and time again, folks bringing their supplements for that, like, Doc, I got this, or someone gave this to me, X, Y, Z, and I say, okay, what does the back look like? I don't know. You can't take a lot of things for face granted, because you gotta know what is inside that product, right? So always look for other ingredients. And what you want to look for is you want it to either say nothing, or you want the other ingredients to be other nice natural vitamins and nutrients. One of the key things I want you to focus on here is vegetable cellulose. I was watching Dr. Oz this morning, or Dr. Oz this morning, and he used to be all things health, now he does some other weird stuff, but they talked about cheese. So I want you guys to go and Google Dr. Oz and see what he has to say about cheese. Don't worry, I'll be finding that clip and putting it on our screen here when you come get adjusted. But he talked about the different versions of cheese and how do you know if it's real cheese versus fake cheese. And he came to the segment about using cheese, especially for like grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff like that, and how a lot of people like to use the shredded cheese because it actually makes the grilled cheese sandwich nice and even and spreads better. Well, most people don't realize that in order to keep the cheese from forming together, it needs something to keep it separated. So 9 times out of 10 is vegetable cellulose. But one thing he failed to do was explain what vegetable cellulose is. And 9 times out of 10, it is wood shavings. If you think about tree, it's a vegetable. Cellulose is the actual cells, so wood shavings. Because wouldn't it make sense that the cheese should eventually like kind of clog together? It never does. Why? That's weird. That's scary. We made nachos a couple nights ago, and someone said to me, I was like, you know, we got everything. I went to Letters, I got all my stuff. He said, do you get chips? I said, I got chips. He looks at the bag. He's like, these aren't chips. I said, yes, they're cassava. They're cassava chips. They taste fine. They tasted great. But he was like, where's the cheese? I said, and I brought out my blocks of raw cheese. He was like, oh. I said, no, bro, we will use our cheese grater, and you grate your cheese, and you're gonna call it a day, because I want to minimize my exposure to toxins, right?
Is that also the same thing that's in margarine?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what, because I've always heard like, oh, you don't buy expensive cheese and margarine, and I was wondering if that's the same ingredient that we're warning you about.
Just anything that doesn't look normal, just put it down. Now, it's really hard. Everything doesn't look normal, right? We'd all start. But coming to classes like this, making sure you're watching TV, we'll start to slowly introduce you to things that you want to stay away from, honestly. Number 7 is the lot number. Number 6 is the expiration date. Folks, look at the expiration date before you purchase anything. I don't care if it's here, I don't care if it's anywhere else, look at that expiration date. Super important. 8, directions. Make sure you know how to take it, right? And if it doesn't say it on any supplement, then ask a healthcare professional. This is why I encourage folks, when you're buying supplements, just don't buy it without talking to someone, because some people need to take it with food, some people don't. Some people need to take it in the morning, some people need to take it in the afternoon, some people need to take it at night. Number 9, side notes, right? For instance, it says store in a cool, dry place. Do not use this product if the safety seal in the bottle is broken or missing. Believe it or not, they have to put that on supplements, because some people just like, oh, who cares? 10, dry, and 11, where you can find most information. You want to make sure that majority of your supplements have all of this vital information. If it doesn't, it's either one of two things. It's very synthetic, or it's super high grade that you need to get the information from the person who's recommending it. So here's what to look for. When you're looking at synthetic vitamins, oftentimes you'll see these ingredients in it. So when it comes to sweeteners, which I don't know why they put sweeteners in vitamins, usually when it comes to like gummy vitamins, like for kids or even adults, parents, please don't give your kids gummies. Don't give your kids gummies unless the gummy is made from a whole food vitamin, and you'll know that by looking at the ingredients, right? But these are just some of the things that you wanna stay away from. It says aspartame, sucralose, ACE K, or aspartame K, those are all artificial sweeteners. And why is that so important? Because those actually alter the way the brain functions. They literally stop your brain from functioning properly. Artificial colors, red number 4, yellow number 6, blue number 2. If anything, this is what's affecting our kids right now. You wonder why kids have ADHD, why they can't pay attention, why they can't sleep at night? Is because whenever they eat foods that have color, and they're as artificial colors, it's a neurotoxin. It's a neurotoxin. Think about it. Where should the color red come from? Hopefully berries, fruits, vegetables, beets, things like that. Yellow number 6, right? It should come from natural sources. Think about it, when your kids eat candy or they eat cereal, right? You think in the morning you're supposed to eat cereal, but as soon as you are driving to school, the kid gets into the bus, they're already falling asleep. Why? Because when you're ingesting these artificial colors, not only does it cause fatigue, but also could be linked to allergies. You also want to make sure that your vitamins don't have any inactive vitamins or minerals. Right? See this folic acid, remember we want folate, right? Calcium citrate or carbonate. You want to make sure that your supplements are bioactive. It'll say on it. Sometimes it doesn't, but you'll be able to tell by the ingredients. And if you don't, that's what you do, just ask. Ask. So 5 things to look for when choosing a vitamin. When it comes to calcium, if you're going to do a calcium supplement, you want to make sure that it doesn't say carbonate, bicarbonate, or oxalate. Your body cannot digest it, cannot process it. Instead, you want to make sure that it's malate, ascorbate, or pantothenate. That's just what your body can process, right? When it comes to folic acid, we don't want folic acid at all. We want folate. That's the natural version. This is super important because you'll see this in a lot of foods. I guarantee you go home, you see this all the time. If it has a DL alpha, that's a problem. It's a super synthetic version. That's what causes this, right? If it's got the D, you're good. But if it's got the DL, it's bad. Okay? B12, you want to make sure that it is a methyl. This methyl, so when it comes to the science techie part, it's got a methyl group on the end of its molecular structure. That means it's biodegradable. Biodegradable. Your body can absorb it. It needs that methyl group to enter the cell. If it doesn't have that methyl group, it's a toxin. And last is magnesium. A lot of folks have been either prescribed or recommended to take magnesium for like pain, especially leg pain, restless leg syndrome, or just or leg pain at night. But if you see a lot of the magnesium that's on the shelves, it's magnesium oxide or magnesium stearate. It gives you anxiety when you see that stuff, right? You want to make sure that it's malate or glycinate. Now, you'll see some versions of this. If it's mixed in with this, it's not as bad, but you want to make sure that it's not just this. Okay. So I put this in here because you may have to come a little bit closer. You'll see where this particular supplement has a lot of the quote fake or the stuff that we just talked about. So when it comes to the folate, right? It says it's folate, but as quadrafolic. If you look at the molecular structure of this supplement, it is actually this. Right? Vitamin B12 as the methyl, so that means we know that's good. Oftentimes you'll see vitamin B12 as this. Right? Calcium, right? You want to make sure that's an activated calcium, so it's a calcium malate and ascorbate, not a calcium oxalate, so that's a good thing, right? Chromium, you want to make sure it's an activated chromium. In this case, or not in this case, but oftentimes if you see a multivitamin, you'll see chromium picolinate that damages the DNA. Right? So when you're looking at these vitamins, looking at the name is vital. Because you can get tricked easily, because oh, it's got all the essential stuff that all they have to do is, when they change that molecular structure for it to be derived synthetically, they have to change the name. So to repeat again, natural, whole food, premium ingredients, rich in phytonutrients, and sometimes provided at lower dosages. So if you see the serving size only 1 or 2, then at least you know that you're okay. If your anesthetic generally is at higher dosages, and it's cheap. Folks, getting stuff at Walmart, CVS, no. Your health is worth it, right? For the same D3, I think at Walmart it's like $5.38. Ours is $25 with tax, or $26 with tax. Yes, there's a $20 difference. With the quality of the supplement that you're getting, I think your body's worth $20. And if it's not, we got some work we gotta do with this. Alright? So we're not gonna go through all of this, but some of the key things I wanted to pick out is ways to tell if your vitamins are real or fake. When you're looking at your vitamins, right, you're looking at the front to make sure that this is something I want to purchase. You wanna make sure that it says, if it's gonna say natural, it's 100% natural, right? You wanna make sure that the food sources are listed in the label, right? If it's a particular nutrient, you want to make sure that when we had that food list, that they've derived the vitamins from that exact food source. And then just learn how to read food labels. It takes time, because I know for me, it took time in my nutrition classes in undergrad. You know, you get confused, you look at the front and then you look at the back, and like, oh no. You know, Google is your best friend, right? And if you have questions, just come and ask me. If you brought some stuff, can you look at this? Absolutely. And then, once again, anything that's got DL in front of it, just put it back down.
Okay, that's good that you can identify vitamin C in the list. The ingredient, he says that you can almost guarantee that the vitamin is synthetic.
So if it's advertising that it's vitamin C, but you look at the ingredients and there's no vitamin C in it, then it's synthetic. So we're going to break down some key essential vitamin and nutrients that at each age range, which are the most important. Obviously, you know, you want your kids to eat whole food. As a human, you want to eat whole foods, but some key vitamins that at age ranges you want. So baby, so anywhere from infant to about 3 to 4, you want to make sure that they're taking in iron, and it could be from food sources. A D3, most likely it'll be from supplement form. Vitamin B12, or omega in the form of DHA or D3. What I would recommend is either getting a multivitamin that encompasses all of that. That way you're not constantly pill popping your kids, right? Toddlers, so once they start walking, we want to make sure they're ingesting calcium. Okay? Calcium is important for bone fiber to start pushing stuff out. Vitamin E, right? We talked about neurotransmitters. When it comes to teens, when we talked about zinc and digestion, skin, right? Chromium, vitamin B6, selenium. So a lot of these essential nutrients kids need for their guts. At this point, when it comes to teens, you want to make sure that we're improving their guts, because they just don't eat the best, and they're at that stage where hormones need to be developed, and it's essential that they make sure that their gut health is important. Now, once you reach your 20s, B complex is important because it's going to help stabilize this. 30s, magnesium, milk thistle. Milk thistle is essential in liver detoxification. Right? They do have just milk thistle supplements, which is okay, but you also want to make sure that you're encompassing other things. Medicinal mushrooms, things like that to help further filter out the liver. You also want to make sure that you're taking magnesium to help facilitate that, and of course, probiotics. In your 40s, you want to start making sure that you're increasing your omega-3s in the form of DHA and EHA, right? You may want to start supplementing or eating foods that have a calcium, magnesium complexity to them, because as you begin to age, you want to maintain what you got. 50s and plus, I know that's huge, 50s and plus, but, similar to, 40s, you see that I put D3 on both ends? It's important that we consume D3. I cannot stress to you guys, if you guys don't take any supplement at all, and you just take a D3, you're covering a huge spectrum of nutrients. It's so important for both kids and adults to intake D3 because of what it does to your body, for the protection of your cells, and also preventing colds, decreasing your ability to develop cancer by keeping your body as alkaline and stable as possible. So what are the Fab 5 vitamins and supplements that you should be taking on the regular? A high quality multivitamin. So me personally, I don't take a multivitamin because I make sure that I eat foods throughout the week that maintain my body. Now, when I wasn't eating the best, or when I was just figuring out my health journey, of course I was on a multivitamin because I didn't know food source wise what I was getting from. But if you don't eat the best, or you're on this eating journey, you need to be on a multivitamin. You just need it. Okay? 2, a natural vitamin C, especially during this time of the year. Now, most folks use their vitamin C in the form of emergency. I would just recommend that you guys get a much better, healthier form of, emergency, which vitamin C, or eat lots of oranges, eat lots of pineapple, eat a lot of grapefruit. So grapefruit actually has way more vitamin C than orange. So if you want to go food-wise, great, but if you want to go supplement-wise, get you a good vitamin C.
So if you're on keto, you can't really eat those
Those 2.
sugar
So then you would supplement.
supplements.
Grapefruit is actually not too bad. It's not, that thing's bitter as all can be. There's hardly,
Oh,
there's not very little sugar in that bad boy. So that would be fine. And actually oranges are kind of in the medium, or in the middle
Okay.
range. But don't just go drinking orange juice, right? Right. Essential fatty acids. So the key things you want to look for is ALA, EPA, and DHA when you're choosing an omega-3, right? You also want to make sure that whatever supplement that you're taking as far as omega-3s, it's getting its omega-3s from different sources, not just fish. Because we know, unfortunately, the toxicity of some fish, you want to make sure that it comes from plant sources as well. That's super, super important to get it from a variety of things, because you don't know essentially what your body's going to gravitate towards. So if you're making sure that that supplement is grabbing from all those different sources, it's going to absorb as best as possible. Okay? And one of the important things, and especially as we begin to age, they're now linking, and I saw this on the news this morning, they're now linking Alzheimer's to gut health issues. And one of the ways that they have found, we're essentially starting to find, especially with dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, anything with the brain and memory, is making sure that you're eating enough fat. Right? Because we now know 70% of your brain is made out of fat. Amongst all of the other awesome things that a great omega-3 does. I'm not gonna read through all of this, but probiotic. How many times I have to tell y'all, if you're not taking a probiotic, you're doing yourself a disservice. Between a vitamin D3, which ours has a probiotic with it, so it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, but you have got to get on a probiotic. The standard American diet, I don't care if you eat organic, the best of the best of the best, we're not getting all of the good bacteria we need in our guts. You just aren't. So those are all the multiple reasons why. Right? Now, other important supplements, if you know just your lifestyle, just you don't eat super healthy 100% of the time, you want to make sure that you're taking something that's daily detoxifying, right? A D3, omega-3, a B12 if you know that up here, adaptogen, so we talked about that, balancing hormones. If you've got iron deficiencies, looking at your iron intake, greens. Prior to green juicing, you would rarely ever see me eat a salad. I just didn't have a craving for them, didn't care for it. And so our Max Greens, literally in a tiny scoop, has 34 fruits and vegetables, plus probiotics, plus antioxidants in a scoop. So I was like, I'm good. I'll scoop that, mix it in some water, take it to the head, I'm good. I've got all my fruits and vegetables and antioxidants for the day, right? So now that, since I've been green juicing and now I have a craving for greens, because now my body's like, oh, this is what you've been missing your whole life. I think you might want to eat a salad. So I eat a lot more salad, and so now my intake of greens, max greens is lower, but whenever I don't feel like eating or I'm on the go, then I'll just put that in the shaker and I'm good to go, right? Obviously magnesium, if you've got leg issues for some of our athletes, and then regular protein. You guys were here Wednesday, were you here Wednesday? Right here? Oh, you were here. We had patient appreciation day yesterday. Did your husband tell you about the smoothie he had in the morning?
No.
He'd say come talk to each other more. He did. I know, he was like,
So you should have told me you came to Wisconsin.
I should have, he would have been like, yeah, I guess I am. But we made protein shakes yesterday, and we made it with strawberries, blueberries, frozen, organic, a scoop of our protein, and then coconut milk. Mix that together, put a little bit of stevia in it, and everyone was like, what is this? And I was like, it's just 4 ingredients. And that's when I'm on my smoothie fast, that's all I drink all day long. Like, I could not stop drinking it yesterday. I was like, Lisa, keep them coming. Keep them coming, Lisa. All right? So, now we're gonna go into products, because I think it's important for you guys to understand this versus that. And you'll see a lot of the brands that we carry here, because I try my best, and you'll see as things, as we grow, and I do more and more research, our product list, we actually have way more in the back, but I will only carry things in our office that, 1, I ingest, and 2, I know are top of the line. Top of the line, right? When it comes to our grass-fed whey protein, I kid you not, I can't find anything better than ours. When it comes to the nutrients it has in it, when it comes to, there's also probiotics in it, and it actually comes from grass-fed, grass-finished cows. So you know that that protein, you're actually really getting wheat, or grass, greens, right? And it comes in 2 awesome flavors. Vanilla is also my favorite, but if you're, even if you're not a chocolate person like I'm not, if you have kids and you want to give them chocolate milk, all you have to do is mix that, a scoop of that, and some almond milk if they're girls, if they're boys, rice milk, or a little bit of coconut milk. They will love you forever. And they'll think it's chocolate milk, because it tastes just like chocolate milk, but you're also feeding them all the protein. I mean, there's over 20 grams of protein alone in just 1 scoop. Plant protein, so we have some vegans and some vegetarians, and our plant protein is, again, awesome. It still has all those essential nutrients, it's got the probiotics in it, it's just plant derived. Detox system, if you haven't done a detox, it's time. This is one of our main detoxes. Some folks can, some folks can't, and so consult with me first before purchasing anything. But this particular detox system, it's a cell and body. And what most folks don't understand is when you're detoxifying, you've got to detoxify the cell and the body. So it's a 2-part system. There is a set of supplements you take first thing in the morning, and that's detoxifying your cells, right? And then at night before you go to bed, you take the night one, and that grabs all of the toxins out of your body, turns it into waste so that you can eliminate it the next day. Men and women's multivitamins. Like I said, if you're not eating a whole food diet on the regular, you've got to supplement with something. And guess what? They're not cheap. But the great thing is they're capsules. So if you're not someone who, wants to be pills, you can open them up, break it out, put it in some water, and take it to the head. D3. I can't tell you guys enough. I will continue all the time. If you're not on a D3, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And especially ours that has a probiotics with it, and it's got over 10 billion strands. That's a lot. I just talked about the max greens. So if you're not a salad person quite yet, right, or you just want to make sure you're maximizing your fruit and vegetable intake, max greens. And like I said, I'm not a chocolate person. I don't really crave chocolate like that. I like the taste. It was an acquired taste, but it does not taste like chocolate. I don't care what anyone says. They say it tastes like chocolate and mint. The only chocolate mint I know is Andes chocolate. I don't like Andes chocolates, but it definitely doesn't taste like that. Right? Vitamin C. We just they just introduced this a couple weeks ago, and we just got our first batch in. So this would be something that I would keep, especially, and I would start taking, like I said, September through the cold season, just to make sure that your body is prepared for, anything that comes its way. And, you know, what I try to educate you guys is prevention is key. You don't wanna wait until something bad happens and try to play catch up. You wanna be ahead of the game. Daily defense, this is for, I recommend this, one to our athletes, especially our kids, so our kids that play, we have quite a few kids that play football. We've got a couple of gymnasts, and, they do tumbling, what's the tumble, cheerleading, right? And this helps with cellular repair, right? And also protects and boosts your immune system. I like this also, when it comes to cancer, so whenever I do any of my cancer or autoimmune consultations, I recommend, Daily Defense. And of course, one of my favorite supplements we carry in this office is BioRay. I love the company BioRay because everything is whole food, it's organic, it's got lots of grains and minerals. But one of the most important things about BioRay is that in each and every single one of the supplements has a mild detoxifier, unless it tells you that it's a heavy detoxifier. So, anywhere from detoxifying your liver, which is your main detoxifier in your body, to heavy metal detoxes. I had one woman, she's been on a ton of medication for all of her health issues, and I said, you need to get on a primary detox. She's like, how do you know if it's working? And I looked at her and I'm like, well, for one, the fogginess in your brain might start to clear up. You may be pooping a little bit more often. She was like, is that what it is? She said, I went from pooping like once a day to now 2-3 times a day. And so that's because your body's not able to flush all those toxins out, right? And she was like, I'm having to go to bed earlier because I get so tired, but then that allows me to wake up early in the morning, so I'm not oversleeping anymore. I even have to take naps in the middle of the day. That's your body slowly detoxifying all of these years of exposure to heavy metal toxins through the water that you drink, the foods that you eat, from the spray stuff on your clothes, from the stuff in your carpet, from the stuff in your car. You've got to get that stuff out of your system. What I also love about it is that pregnant moms or breastfeeding moms can take them. That's important because you don't really want to detoxify where you're breastfeeding, right? Because, right, they're going to the breast tissue. But what they've been able to do with BioRay is to help prevent that. Huge, 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 huge. Right? And so they've got supplements that range from parasite, and we were talking, what's it?
What is the parasite thing? Does that come into play here?
Yes, so microslayer, that first one, and cytoflora and artemisian clove. If you've got parasites, if you've got a GI system where you don't poop on the regular, if you've had history of taking a lot of medications, those are going to be your best bets, right? NDF, natural detox. So if you've also been on heavy metal or heavy medication, especially for a long period of time, you can get that stuff out of your system. NDF is your best bet, especially in this time where mold toxicity is going to show up big time. I recommend NDF. My boyfriend, he had severe allergies, and he's one of those guys, he doesn't want to wear a mask when he mows the lawn, when he does outside work, doesn't want to wear the mask, and so he would just come home with really bad migraines. I mean, he would have to pop all these things, and I'm like, Michael, like, you can't keep taking all this stuff. Well, he's been on this for the last 6 months, and only once this whole spring, summer season has he had one sinus related migraine once, and he would almost get it every time he would cut the yard.
What about for like allergies, like when your sinuses drain and things like that?
Which one?
NDF and primary detox. And the great thing about those things, as they're detoxifying the stuff out of your body, it also has essential nutrients in it to replenish, right? So you want to push things out, but you also want to replenish. Power prevention bundle. So I recommend, if it's not this exact combination, I keep these on the regular in my home all the time. I always have protein, I always have Max Green. I may not use it every day, but I always have a staple. I always take my D3, and I keep my daily defense for around this time of the year. Detox, I detox twice a year with this. Usually it's after Super Bowl when I watch football, so like mid-February, and I'll detoxify again, usually around Labor Day, like right after Labor Day. So 2 times a year, right? I do a cell and body detox, but throughout the year, I actually stay on, it isn't here yet, but I stay on liver letter. I just stay on that just because the water, when you go to restaurants, the sink that I brush my teeth with, has all those, you could smell it. So I just make sure I just stay detoxified all the time. Now, when it comes to very specific health issues, right? Managing adrenal fatigue, just like we talked about different vitamins and combinations, magnesium, ALA, EPA, DHA, and ours actually includes GLA. Right? So there's 4 different types of omega-3s all in one, which is huge, and adrenal energy, right? For those people who are adrenal fatigue or tired all the time. Yeah. And you'll see the advanced plan, so basically you're just not eating sugar. Easier said than done, but we've got ways to figure that out, right? And then making sure you're working out, and that's one thing we haven't really addressed in the office, which we will on our next workshop, is how do I maximize my time working out and still get the benefits I need? Thyroid levels, if you know your thyroid is off, and the best way to know that is based off of how you're feeling, for one, and number 2, if you've had blood work done. Right? So one of the most important things to manage your thyroid levels is making sure that the curve in your neck is being restored, right? If you show up here and you don't have a curve or it's reversing, 9 times out of 10 you have a thyroid issue. The nerve that comes out of your neck connects to your thyroid. If you don't have a curve, it's shutting down the nerve flow. Now your thyroid is not communicating properly. Right? One of the best ways to begin to manage your thyroid levels is managing the curve and making sure that you're taking the right vitamins to help restore that. And on top of that, you want to make sure that you're eating advanced ones, right? So no sugar, no sugar, no sugar. Magnesium is also really good in balancing your hormones, by the way. Testosterone. You wouldn't believe most men in the office have no testosterone. And you see all the time, especially your men, they're all the time, no matter what. They can sit here and fall asleep just like that, right? They're moody. Like, dang, what's wrong with you? I'm like, oh my gosh. 9 times out of 10, they've got low testosterone, right? She's laughing because she knows. So one of the things that we definitely recommend is obviously advanced plan, but Max Fit. Max Fit has ashwagandha in it and coffee bean extract, that's going to help give them that boost of energy that they need, but it's also going to help their body absorb testosterone from their natural foods and increase it. I forgot to put in here, but also our Red Rooster. Now, I only recommend, it's a 2-part system. If you take 1 drop every day, that's going to help balance your hormones for males. If you take 2 for men, wives, be very careful because they will not be able to get away from you. I'm just saying. So, if that is a problem, huh? Yeah, just like, hey. Do not do 5 drops.
Placebo today.
Don't let me get a call from the hospital. Dr. Ada, no, I ain't coming. That's your fault, not my word, you guys. No. But a combination of that and those will actually help flesh out the system, but help restore testosterone levels, right? Estrogen. A lot of women have high estrogen just because of what we've just been exposed to in our hair products, our makeup, our perfume, our lotions that smell really, really good, our aerosol cans. Remember Tupperware back in the day? You're like, I cannot get enough of Tupperware, so we're putting everything in Tupperware and then reheating it in the microwave. Who knew that they had all of these toxins in the plastic that was actually getting into our food and now we're eating it, right? Those are all called xenoestrogens, so anything that's a fake estrogen, right? So the best way to start to calm them down is making sure that you've got the essential vitamins and nutrients to help calm them down, bring them down to a level that's manageable, but also evening out your progesterone and also increasing your testosterone, because women, we need testosterone too. Last immunity. So this is the package that I keep in my house on the regular. Protein Max D3, right? The other stuff is extra. I still have the extra, but if you want to have the bare minimum, this should be in your house on the regular. That's it. Any questions? Because I know it was a lot. But the reason why I did this was to expose you guys to everything in the office, so that when we do our nutritional consults individually and follow-ups, right, you'll actually have kind of a background of what things are, so when I recommend them specifically for you, right, you'll know, you kind of understand who, what, when, where, and why. And also ask better questions as far as, well, how long, how much, different combinations, all that good stuff. That sound good? Any questions? I left it open for Q&A. Yes, we finished at 7:32. Yes, 7:32. So, questions, concerns?
I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm a vegan,
Mhm.
and I take vegan D3,
Mm-hmm.
but what, do you know, what's the difference between vegan D3 and?
So first of all, you have to figure out what does a vegan D3 mean.
I know it's made out of, the seaweed or something from the ocean, right?
Kelp. So one of the great things about a good vegan D3 is think about what's out from the sun all the time, right? Especially out in the ocean, leafy greens. That's one of the best ways to get a D3. You just have to make sure that the IUs are high enough for your body to actually absorb it.
And it's for every body type, the body weight and all that? like-
Not necessarily. For most adults, you want to be at least 5,000.
Okay.
So anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000. I always tell folks, if you feel something coming on, or you're going to hang out with family members and you want to just boost your immune system, like the skin wounds coming up, take 2, because ours, I think, just 1 is 5,000, so I said just take 2, bring up to it to boost up your immune system, and then, a day or 2 after, take 2, and then drop down to 1.
Okay.
So, yeah, great question.
So at 53,
Mm-hmm.
should I be on a calcium magnesium?
For you, possibly. Possibly. I say that because it's important for us to detoxify you first before we start putting stuff in, based off of re-x-rays that we just took. By the way, she got some awesome changes in her x-rays. Her head's on straight, whether she feels it or not.
X-rays don't lie.
Awesome, right? We've
That's great.
reduced her reverse curve by 6%.
That's awesome.
So that's huge, and we're still trucking along. We're still trucking along. So for you, yes, but not yet. If that makes sense.
So basically, how do you know as your patient what supplements you need to take? I mean, I'm on the probiotic, the one that's in the refrigerator, the women's,
Mm-hmm.
but,
Yeah, she would be taking a vitamin D, because that's what I'm taking, the probiotics.
I used to be on B12 shots, and then I had that diet, there was no iron in my body, no D in my body, no D. And actually, the one I was seeing, it's like, institutionalized people would work, with better blood work than you. She said, you should be crazy.
That's why with you,
I said, with Jesus, I kind of balanced it out a little bit.
but I get
But I'd rather get it all in line, so I don't have to rely so much.
and that's why for you, detoxification is huge. And so that would be the priority before being in the nutrients. We gotta push the toxins out of your body first, because what often happens is people wanna get all these supplements, but they haven't got rid of the toxins. So your body's like, should I absorb the nutrients or get rid of the toxins? Well, it's most likely going to get rid of the toxins, and you're just gonna fuse without supplements. Right? Also, you gotta think about your liver and your kidneys. Those are your, liver detoxifies the poopy stuff, right? Just like we talked about in, the workshop, and your kidneys detoxify all the liquid. So if you're constantly bombarding your system with all of these heavy metal toxins that don't detoxify those organs,
Do you recommend any of the fire rays, or would you just?
yes. So the first thing you wanna do is detox system, but in special cases, it would be for you, most specifically, if you don't mind me airing out. For you, it would be, a liver lover, the mind zeal, and most likely the, microbe slayer. Either microbe slayer or the artemisia and clove would be your, like, trio. But everyone's different because, I know health history, right? And I know what stage of care you're in, so that's stuff we'll talk about on your progress again.
Cool. Works for me.
Like, you remind me of your name again? Geneva. I can remember that. You look like a Geneva, or a Jenny.
Yeah.
Call you Jenny or Geneva?
I've always been called Geneva.
Geneva. but hands down.
I mean, if it had started in childhood, if I had a nickname, then I would have kept it, but nobody ever gave me one.
Awesome. Do you have any questions or concerns, or what level of health are you?
I did a brand new, like, I just wanna, I have a ton of questions. Like, it's like I should make an appointment and ask you all of it, because I wrote a lot down as you were talking.
Yeah.
But I'm just brand new to the whole thing, I feel like crap all the time, to put it bluntly. And I know it's because I eat badly, like, I'm very thin, but I eat junk. I also insist on sugar, and I want to stop with stuff. So I'm just beginning, yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Like we're in AA.
Yeah.
Welcome.
My
Right?
name's Janita.
And I like sugar.
And I love sugar.
Same with the rest of us.
I'm
It's,
addicted.
it's a journey, right, ladies? It's a battle, daily, but can you get to a point? Yes. And with most everyone in the office, my job is to try to get you to a point where sugar is just an afterthought, like, you'll be able to eat it, and then walk away, and not really want it. Like, Mike brought home a pumpkin pie, because he knows, like, I celebrate my birthday the entire month of November, so it's November 1st, and I'm already celebrating my birthday, and he came home with pumpkin pie, and said, don't worry, it's organic. I'm like, hey, thank you. I ate my little slice, made it, and I was fine. Now, back in the day, I would have eaten the entire thing, and I was about your size, maybe a little bit, I had a bigger butt, right?
Yeah.
But I would, because the sugar was my everything, that was where I got my energy from. Now, I get my energy from nutrients. You guys wonder why I'm so hyper all the time, I can like adjust you and then come to a top? That's why, right? Because you've got to convert that craving into nutrients. That's why that first slide that I had, right, you've got to have a better relationship with food.
On that, another progress part is up down 30 something pounds.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, from the most, like back, or before I started with you,
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm down like 35.
Yeah.
From then, but like another 29 to 30 since I'm 3 years.
Yeah.
I started in June.
Yep.
That's the intermittent fasting.
Yes.
That has been such a revelation.
That is huge.
So,
Really?
oh yeah, and I don't, it really, even after a few days of doing it, I thought, fasting, I don't know. But the craving for random stuff is definitely, intermittent fasting definitely changed that.
You mind sharing? You mind sharing what you normally do?